Hey, Bellas, we're live.
Hey, Mo!
Hello.
Hello!
Hello.
Hello!
Hey, pal.
Very special Larry edition.
Oh.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Stooge Talk Live. I'm Andy P.
I'm still here.
And I'm Curly G, the youngest grandson of Curly Howard from the Three Stooges. And welcome to Stooge Talk Live, the Larry's Life Edition, celebrating Larry's life tonight.
Yeah, we're
I'd like
celebrating.
to thank the Academy for this Larry Award.
So, welcome back to Stooge Talk Live. And yes, Cricky D is still here.
I'm still here. I'll explain in a minute.
Yeah, so he's still here. So, and today we're going to go a little bit, talk about our buddy Larry, who passed away just a couple days ago in 1975, January 24th, 1975, so 2 days ago. And we want to celebrate his life a little bit, talk a little bit about Larry.
He's
And,
there.
our buddy Larry. Hey. And talk some Stooges. So let's see what you guys want to talk about.
See,
So,
I didn't mean it.
Last week was started out a little bit of a disaster. Any of you guys who saw the lives that we had, if you go back and look, the beginning, the audio is really blown out. Unfortunately,
We were on
So-
it, I think.
It was Schwartzy.
Yeah.
It was us.
Well, we were learning. We were trying something new. We were trying to set up an external mic and an external camera so we get a better quality for you guys. And in the end, it worked out, but it took a while. So I know a lot of people started watching that video and maybe turned it off because the audio is terrible right in the beginning.
But the video was great.
Yeah, but the video is great. We
Hopefully it's
went
good
through
now.
a bunch of
So
stupid
tonight,
stuff.
everything's going to be bad.
Yeah, let's hope. So welcome everybody back to Stooge Talk. And
That's his Stradivarius.
yeah, so this is Larry.
Yeah,
We got people from Florida, people from Knoxville.
I'm holding it for
So
him.
Joel, hello Joel.
Joel,
We saw everybody out there. You see him. We see him coming.
look,
Ooh.
it's like the balloon.
Oh, and there's our balloon man. A lot of you guys have, we noticed, have found the balloon man on the store from Spook Louder, the balloon chasing Curly around. We thought we'd honor it.
So I'm supposed to get on a flight tomorrow to Abu Dhabi, and I got at about 5:30 this morning. I got a text from somebody. Said, Joel,
Joe
thank you."
Hurley! As
And
always.
and they said, "Do you mind waiting
That's for
one
you,
more week?"
Joel.
Hey, someone
Yeah.
else.
Ah, living fine like Larry. That's it.
That's the train guy. Thank you.
Hey,
Thank you so
Thank
much.
Joel and
Thank
us
you,
the
thank
train
you.
guys.
See, I didn't mean it.
Hey, leave
Get
me
out of the
alone.
way, will you?
It's one of my favorite Larry dolls, by the way. Look at that sculpt.
Sculpt?
Yeah, look at the sculpt on that face.
That looks like my wife's mashed potatoes. Look at him right here.
There you go.
Lovely.
Hey,
She uses,
Hey, leave
she
me
uses
alone.
chicken broth, not butter. That keeps me alive.
I don't know what he's talking about.
So, okay,
Yeah.
5:30 in the morning, I get a text saying, "Can you come in a week because some of the props didn't go?" They actually built the props, shipped them over, forgot to leave them at the loading dock where I'm working, and send them off to Saudi Arabia. So I don't have. So I get another week.
Yeah,
I get another week.
and last night
And we were working last night, putting stuff together.
Oh, yeah, we were.
Last week.
Yeah, we've been shooting a lot. We've been trying to scramble a lot to get some Three Stooges content out for you guys before we lose it for a couple months. And last night, it was last night too.
It was last night.
Yeah,
We've been jamming.
yeah, we've been pushing.
There was
hard.
one night I showed up. We were so tired. I walked in, and Andy and I looked at each other. We just went.
Yeah.
It's like Curly G probably made the right decision.
Let's
by not
watch
showing
some.
up.
Let's watch some footage.
So we watched some Stooges and
We did indeed.
Somebody just said Larry is buried next to Shemp. Is buried near Shemp. We got to find that out. So a lot of you guys.
So
So
he's in Glendale. He's in Glendale.
Is he?
It's near.
Yeah, it's.
I mean,
Whittier.
when they're in
Yeah.
a different state.
Oh yeah, it's
very
true.
near.
It's much nearer.
Very
Much
So we might have a lot of new viewers tonight because our subscribers have shot up. A lot of people have discovered us through the video of us going to Curly and Shemp Cemetery,
So welcome.
and
Everyone's
it's
great.
got over 200,000 views in less than a week.
And the most
And-
amazing comments and
Yeah.
sincere comments. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we didn't really know.
it's
We
awesome.
didn't really know. We weren't sure whether we should shoot it or even put it up. And I just at the last minute, I think in honor of the anniversary of Curly's death, we posted it, and it's done really well for everybody. We seem to really have touched some people, which is great. And so, what do you guys think? Should we go to the other and visit Larry and visit Mo and right? I've
Should we
gone to
tape it? That's-
Vernon. Yeah, I've gone to see Vernon Dent last year, and I had them clean off the tombstone.
You did it just
So-
this week. You
I
sent
did, I
pictures.
did. I went to
And
go
Buster
say hi.
Keaton.
Yeah.
Those are old pictures. Andy was just trying to
Oh,
say.
might have been.
No,
Wait,
that's
You were hey,
Lucille.
Right,
Thank
Lucille.
you.
Life's fine, Porcupine. What are some of your favorite Larry moments? I mean,
Oh wow.
I mean,
oh, my God.
Tarzan.
Tarzan. Yeah,
Undeniably.
it's got to be the #1 Larry moment
Oh!
in the courtroom. Disorder in the court. It's got to be.
Hey, Tarzan.
It's
Is
a
it called Over
tarantula.
the Jungle?
It's got to be the number.
Oh,
one.
Stradivarius.
There's a couple more. There's
Will it hurt?
in a plumbing we will go. In a plumbing we will go. When he comes out of the hole. When he comes out of the hole, and the guy's like, "You're digging up the log. Beat it! Don't tell me how to do my business."
Go on.
And wait, there's another one where he.
Oh, there's the one where he's. This was, I think it was after Curly passed, and he kind of took Curly's gig in the bar. When the woman comes in, they're trying to take advantage. I can't remember the short, but she comes in with a baby and like leaves the baby, and they're actually trying to bilk them. And he's stuck with the baby, and he spends like 8 minutes just figuring out how to feed this kid, and it's just Larry, and it's brilliant. And if anybody knows that short, let us have it.
Yeah, and there's one, I think it's the Three Little Twerps, I think is the name of it, where they're putting up the billboard, and he he takes his brush and he turns on, he hits Mo, and Mo, it looks like Mo's got like an Amish beard or whatever, right? And he's like, hey, old man, ain't got no time for convincing. I don't know, he's just funny. And what's interesting about Larry too is the older they got, I feel like even the funnier he got, or the more he got to do, and he just comes out of left field with. You just could never predict Larry. You could just never predict what he's going to say, where it's coming from.
Well, and we talked about this all the time. I mean, when we were kids, for me it was Mo and Curly, and Shemp, and Larry was sort of like there. But now
So
as
we
we
get
got older, and,
older,
and we're really doing this
Hey,
stuff,
thank
and you
you.
go, "Oh my God, this guy!"
And
And
G5.
yes, you remember the
Yes.
final is Spaceship Happy and Flagpole Hijinks. Yeah, with Joe Besser.
Sylvester,
Yeah. They really
Stop it.
not
so hard.
I actually really like Joe Besser, and I think there's a lot of great moments in
The stuff
some
they
of
did
his
on
later
TV
shorts.
was great on the live TV stuff that they would do.
Oh yeah,
Good call.
yeah.
Heckler.
Oh, well, so yeah, and then
So
performing
so
as the
just-
Stooges.
Just, I mean, I know I gained a crazy appreciation for Larry, and now I can't look away from him when he's on screen.
And
That's all I was
that's
gonna say.
probably because I've been playing Larry, and then he grew a great appreciation for someone that can really play him.
Yeah.
Will it hurt? Will it hurt?
Yeah, for those of you who are new to the channel, know that like how we started is Chris was involved in the Three Stooges live show. He found me online playing Curly, and we started to do the live show together. And Brad was in the show, but as himself, and he played Curly's grandson, who's disgruntled about watching the Three Stooges
Planted
live
in the
show.
crowd.
And he's planted in the crowd. We pull him on stage. There's some behind the scenes.
Then I play the fifth man in all the little scenes. So.
That are up, and we've gone through several Larrys,
Some good
right? And we
Larrys,
kept
yeah.
trying,
There's some great guys.
trying out new guys, and you just realize how difficult he is to play. Just like how essential he is, right? And how absolutely unique and more than unique, one of a kind Larry Fine was. And no wonder they grabbed him. No wonder they grabbed him and said, "You got to join our act," because he really brings moments to it. And I think I'm always been on the search for like the absolute perfect Larry.
Hard to find.
He's
I
hard to
don't take
find.
it personal.
Wait, he's
No,
not kidding.
thank you, Joel.
I'm just a fill-in.
Joel, Brad is a great Larry. He is a great Larry. He is. And, I think that the decision to do that, one is we couldn't find, some people were great at the voice, but didn't look like him. Other people looked like him and didn't really get his
But it's
name.
also-
Some people are not quite young.
But it's also the chemistry of the three of us, which makes it fun to shoot, fun to perform, and to produce what we do. I think it's fun.
Yeah. So
And
then
we like each other, and that's a big part of it.
that's the thing. So the three of us would hang out and play, and we would be Mo and Curly, and we were just like, well,
No, I said
why don't you-
I'll do it.
yeah,
right?
why don't you play Larry?
And then I came over to your house, and you just quickly we went in the room where the wardrobe stuff is, and he dressed me up as Larry.
Oh, we took some
and then
pictures.
he did some pictures, and,
Yeah.
and you guys maybe seen some of them on Facebook and stuff and Instagram, but it was amazing, and I didn't know if I could even appear to look like him or whatever.
Right now, you got kind of a Larry.
But I don't, and I know this makes them mad as good as they are as Mo and Curly. But I don't try to be Larry. I just try to listen to them and make some facial expressions and look like I'm engaged and have fun. And because they're so good, you guys make me look good.
But it's also that's not true. You do try to be Larry. You do. You studied them. You've watched the movie specifically to emulate Larry. You try the voice. Like you work hard at it. You know.
Hey,
Irish lover.
Oh.
You're visiting the grave of Curly was touching, by the way. The Hebrew written on the stone is a prayer for the dead.
Thank you.
A lot of people have translated that for us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And the comments on that, there's well over 1,000, maybe climbing up to 2,000, right? And it's really difficult to comment on them. And I know we've been talking a lot about them, and I know you've been trying to, and I've been trying to on my own for my own channel. Just to let people.
I think I'm getting caught up, and then there's hundreds more, which is just amazing.
Well, it's also some of them are very emotional. People have you realize how the Three Stooges have touched their lives beyond just entertainment. Like they're a major part of people's lives, just like they were with mine.
And the fabric of generations in families. You know, grandparents who handed it down to their kids, or parents who handed it down to their kids. That's to me, that's like one of the most touching parts of it. Like we meet kids 10 years old who learned about them from their moms and dads, who learned from their moms and dads and their moms and dads.
Right. And I think what's great about that video is people are now discovering some of the other videos we popped up. We've noticed a lot of the other lives are doing really well, and you see the interviews with Shemp's granddaughter and great granddaughter, and some of the silly content, the shorts that we've put up, big baby episodes, and
the fact, believe it or not, some people actually thought that Curly G, or Curly's grandson, was just an act, that I really wasn't the grandson.
Thing, right.
But then when they see that, they're like, oh, you really are the grandson of Curly Howard.
So Zach's World, Zach from Maine, asked, what's it like to play Larry? What is it like?
It's fun. I mean, the beauty of it is, as Curly's grandson, I love more than anything to get slapped. And the first requirement was,
that's what he says.
I said,
it's what he says. It's vintage electronics.
That's how I do it.
Seeing you all respect Curly and Shemp was so touching. I can see the connection you have to them. And
but
your sister's very cool.
Thank you. That's sweet. But getting hit, I said, if I'm going to play Larry, because Larry got hit, but maybe not as much as I like to get hit. So I enjoy it. I just like to.
I'm going to put a compilation.
Wait, I mean, listen.
Well, this guy's heavy-handed, just so you know.
By the way, in all fairness, you do. And even like in rehearsal, you'll be like, bam!
Yeah,
and then
I got you once this week.
And they're like, why do you move your neck so much when he hits you? I'm like, well, I think I'm trying to absorb it, but then I realized I can't move my neck for like 3 days because I should just take it. Just take it.
I have teenage sons. I have to take this aggression out.
That sounds good.
So,
yeah.
And the other thing is, we shoot those things a lot of times. We shoot all these short, even though they're short, we shoot them a bunch of times, 10, 12 times. So you're getting smacked 4 or 5 hours straight.
That's actually true. So for every one you see, we actually do at least 4 finished ones,
just for fun.
So each one has a very slightly different version on every one of their platforms.
And Andy, as the director and the producer and some of the writing, if not most, he makes us do it over and over and over and over again. So what turns to be 4 is really 12, and then we try to do 8. So I can do the math. I think it's like 100 takes at least, or 100 hits.
Yeah. By the end of the night,
it's brutal.
It's pretty brutal.
But it's worth it.
If you're seeing Great Uncle Mo and Curly G, I'm trying to make Great Uncle Mo a little bit kinder, but
you
guys like that?
You keep saying hit me.
No, he hits me harder. The old guy hits me harder.
But you keep saying you gotta hit me, and I was like, no, I don't think you should.
So have you guys seen that, the Great Uncle Mo and Curly G? And what do you guys think of that? Because they shot some miles away, right? You guys.
Yep.
So more's coming, and I would like to do shorts with those characters.
Oh yeah.
A little web series, along with some longer form Three Stooges. We know you guys are asking for it. We have stuff written. I was actually thinking, when you're going away, should we read the first page of the script, right? That we were going to do in the kitchen.
Oh,
that'd
be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
tonight or
I was saying,
Whatever you like.
I don't have a plan.
This
but
is Larry.
Whatever you like.
Maybe we could do that. Are you here next
He
Thursday?
runs the show, so you know. Yeah.
Maybe we do it next Thursday before you leave. 'Cause
I-
we didn't get a chance to shoot it.
Apparently, I fly next Saturday.
Yeah.
We'll see about that. Every time I've got a flight, I mean, we were like,
It's
crying
just like
and hugging.
him-
We were crying.
it's just
and
like
hugging
him-
last
Oh yeah,
night.
we were
It's
crying.
just
I
like
wake
him
up
quitting.
and I'm
He's
like-
gonna quit drinking too. Every week.
As soon as I get to Abu Dhabi, I'm gonna quit drinking.
So another thing, really, what is it? We'd love to know what your favorite. Emily, Larry is
Thank
always the
you.
most relatable. Yeah, that's a really interesting
That is
question. He
true.
was really
That is
good
true.
comment.
He's kind of like
Thank
the
you.
glue between Curly and Mo. Curly and Mo are so different,
Yeah,
and then when you put Larry in there, and it ties them together. But my favorite thing is, if you take Mo out of it, Larry becomes Mo.
oh yeah, absolutely.
take-
yeah.
But you take Larry
It's
and
like-
Mo out, and Curly is always Curly. The world becomes Mo.
Yeah, that's true. Wow, that's a great way to put that too. Ron's Vintage Election. Do you ever do videos with Mo's family? I saw Shemp's great granddaughter would be cool to see.
We just
All
lost
families
Joni
together.
last year.
Yeah, we don't. We did lose Shoney's daughter. I just got Mo's son's Paul's info,
But Paul's
and Paul's friend, right? But he's friends with your brother, right?
yes.
So I don't know if you guys saw
Yeah.
our really Stooge production of the interview with the other Curly G, Curly's other grandson, which we couldn't get it working, so we had to show it to you on the
Oh,
phone.
terrible.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Yeah. But he talked a lot about Mo's son, so we don't really have much connection to him. Where they're not local, they haven't really played with us yet. We're hoping in the future, and we do talk to Kurt, Larry's great grandson, quite a bit.
All the time.
You know,
Yeah.
and he's a great guy. We wish he'd play with us a little more. He's got a family and kids, and
Oh, he's soccer.
Yeah.
He's a
Soccer
big
dad.
soccer
And-
trainer. I mean,
yeah.
he's
Soccer dad.
He's getting his.
and unlike these two guys, he's not an absent dad. He's home with his family instead of playing here with us.
I'm absent. I'm right here. I'm right
I'm
here. I'm not
absent-minded.
absent. My kids don't know where I am. I'm right here.
But I think we should go with with Kurt, Larry's great grandson, to Larry's cemetery and talk about, because I've never been there,
Right.
and it's a place I think we should go.
Where's Ted Healy? Didn't Ted Healy?
Ted
He's
Healy
right across the
was
street
right
from-
across the street from Curly and
He's right
Shemp.
across the street.
I don't
And
know
how
if
do
I'll
we know
be too
him?
nice at that cemetery.
Come on, we gotta go. And also,
He
Lou
wasn't
Costello.
nice to the boys.
Lou Costello was apparently there too.
Wow.
So
And Ted Healy got
we
his
should
comeuppance.
go. We should go and show it.
Okay.
I would look without Ted Healy. There might not be students.
And Ted
Yeah.
Healy, he didn't have a good going out.
Yeah, he did
It
not.
was pretty ugly.
He did not. Wow, we got so much love today. So
Thank
many.
you. He used to tip him back.
Did Larry find like Shemp Howard? Yeah, of course he did. I know there was a quote, somebody even mentioned it in here about how Larry said Shemp wasn't as good as Curly and wasn't as fast as
they're
Curly.
different.
Yeah, they're very different, and I'm not sure the context he said that in. But of course, they were like family. They were all like family, and
I mean, Shemp just had a nice career all on his own.
Yeah.
Working in Hollywood, so he did a lot of stuff.
No one was jealous about any of them. They all respected each other's work, and they gelled together.
And I don't think there
Two
was
brothers.
any hesitation for him to come back in when Curly was ill. Shemp just
No.
like, yeah, of course I'm there.
yeah. Although I don't know if he wanted to stay as long as he did. I think he expected it to not be permanent, and unfortunately it was. Although we got a lot of great Shemp, and they did well. I think their shorts actually in the 50s with Shemp were actually financially better, more rewarding for Columbia Studios than the ones with Curly. And it might be because of the resurgence of, television. They started showing us stuff on TV when they were still making more. But they were super popular with Shemp.
It was
That's
after,
probably
but
the
it was
thing-
after the war,
If
too,
I could
so.
talk to them, that's
People
probably the thing I'm
wanted
talking
happy
about
stuff.
most. Is what was it like to suddenly have all that work from vaudeville and on suddenly explode in the 60s and 70s?
Oh yeah, that must
They went through. That's when I discovered them. Was afternoon after school
right.
Me too.
with the Little Rascals.
Me too. Isn't that weird? That's how I found out. I was watching Channel 52.
Yeah, and for those of you who
After
don't
school.
know, that Curly's grandson here, Brad, did not know Curly was his grandfather until about 8 years old. So we've done a lot of videos about that. There's an interview that we did.
We're
on-
gonna do a real interview.
Yeah, we're gonna do. We're
Like-
gonna do more. We're gonna do a little documentary series on Curly and you.
And then I'm gonna get this right. From the time I was born, not the other word I used last time.
No,
I didn't know. I thought that was born.
Yeah.
That's not a word for born. That's before born, just so you know. But not Jason Bourne.
But maybe just
Could be.
he's got a hit.
So I don't know. We got so much to talk about, but I pulled out some Larry stuff. We've showed a lot of this stuff before,
Right.
but we
Never gets old.
It never gets old. We got a lot of new people here. This is one of my favorite Larry mugs. I just love the.
What year
I
was
just
this?
love that
Puppet.
face.
What year was
It's
this?
gotta be like
puppet?
93.
And what? No, this one.
This one
This
is
is my
50s, 60s.
that's
extremely rare, right? Isn't
no, not that one.
it? Oh, which one?
It's
are we
not.
talking about?
That's
Oh, this
1959.
guy?
59's
No,
rare.
I'll
No,
show you the rare
the
one.
one you bought for me.
Okay, you guys want to see
Oh,
this?
it's still in the case.
Ron,
you.
you need to
Still
do-
in the case.
Do you know why Mo was not buried in the same cemetery near Shemp and Curly and his parents? I really respect you guys for keeping them.
Maybe there wasn't.
I don't
know.
Maybe because it was so many years afterwards, there wasn't room.
It was so many
Maybe
years
they didn't,
later.
and they probably didn't pre-buy the plot, so they had to go somewhere else.
I mean, yeah, it'd be interesting to actually know the real. I mean,
it would be great if I knew
Curly's-
something.
Even
about
Curly's
it.
wife was not buried next to him, right?
No.
Did she get remarried after he passed away?
Yes. To
Yeah.
to a man named Moses Diamond.
No. His wife that he died.
Oh,
Not your grandmother.
Mo's wife.
Curly's wife, when he
Yeah.
passed away, was not married to your grandmother.
That's correct.
She divorced him and she got
Correct.
married to a man named Mo. Funny enough, Moses Diamond. But Curly remarried.
Correct.
Right? They had a daughter.
Yes.
Right? Janie.
Mhm.
He didn't get married again after.
Right. He died having married Janie's mom.
That's correct.
Where I'm saying she's not buried there. She's not buried next to
No,
Curly.
no.
That's what
They're
I'm saying.
probably on the East Coast or.
We have another
Midwest.
Chris,
Thank you,
last
Chris. Thank you,
name.
Chris.
That's so
Thank you,
sweet.
sir.
Hey, Channel 52 kid.
Yeah, me too.
Hey,
Hey, hey. All right, I'm going to show you the rare Larry.
We can't drop the rare
This is-
Larry.
Yeah.
That was so nice. Channel 52, Los Angeles. That's where I watched it.
Yeah, I was Western
Speed
Pennsylvania.
Racer, Kimba the White Lion.
Does,
Yeah,
all of them.
yes. Oh my
Yes.
God, give me the white lion.
Yeah.
Does Larry's house still in Granada Hills, California? Because I heard his kids passed away and I saw his house. Yes, it's still there. In fact, it sold just a couple of years ago for a lot of money. And we were talking, we're going to do a tour. We're going to take you guys around a tour of the houses.
All the
One thing we did, we shot during COVID, and you'll get the mask on and stuff because we had to. But in 2020, and we never posted this, we went to where Columbia Studios, where the Three Stooges shot, and we went on the stage.
I didn't.
Right? No, we
No,
weren't there.
you guys opened the door for me, and I walked in, and then
Oh,
I got
it was
it.
the first time I
talk
ever
about
saw.
it. Yeah, talk about emotional at the cemetery. This was the first time that I was in the soundstage where all of the interior Three Stooges were filmed.
Yeah.
Right? Except for the stuff that was outside, and they're all of them. Just their spirits just hit me, and I went to the ground, and I was just like, I never felt emotion like that, and it was so amazing.
It was weird. That was the
And-
first. The only time I've ever seen you really emotional was that time, and then at the cemetery.
Yeah.
Right. Like really emotional, and like that was the first time, and I was like, I didn't kind of know what to do.
Yeah, because I was
And
being
then-
like Curly G.
Yeah,
and all
you
of
were
a sudden it
goofing
just,
around, and
yeah, it just
and I
like-
was just like, and it weird. You could feel them there.
The
You
energy,
know,
right?
it was just empty. It was an empty soundstage at the time, right? And you could just feel like they walked this. And
Yeah.
where I was trying to figure out where their dressing room was, and we had the book by Jim Pauly, which kind of had some locations there too. So we found some of the other
And
spots.
Chris was great. The guy that
Yeah,
showed
it
us
took us-
around and stuff.
Yeah. Well, I will put that video up, especially now that I see that's stuff that you guys really like. You know, we'd love to share that with you. I'm going to show you the Larry,
The rare
Larry.
Well, every time
I like my Larry over medium,
every time he leaves town, we tell him we accidentally melted it.
like a lamb chop with mint jelly. Ew.
So their spirits hit you, like physically
Yeah.
hit you. So you must have been delighted.
And they poked him in the eyes. All right, guys. So here we go. This is super rare. First, this is the first piece of Three Stooges merchandise from the 30s that was ever created. This is Larry, and this particular one belonged to Mo. This was Mo's actual Larry puppet, and
That's
You
why it's
bought
so-
that for me.
That's
for my
why it's so
birthday.
worn around the face and the nose and the
Yeah.
eyes.
But yeah, look at this. Look at this sculpt. It was sculpted by a famous Italian
It
artist.
looks like Caesar. It's
Yeah.
hair.
Leonardo da Vinci.
Pasta Fazola Provolone.
Was he in Gladiator?
So look at this Larry
Gladiator?
Hand puppet. This is from the 30s, and this was Moe's. And there's a Curly and Mo one out there that belonged to Mo, and I'd love to reunite them someday. But this is, I think this is
Reunited, and it
piece de
feels
resistance.
good.
So that's our Larry.
That's nice.
Thank
Hey,
you.
we were also talking about a story with Shemp when the whole eye poke, the origins of the eye poke.
Oh yeah, yeah. Larry's the first one to actually get poked in the eyes.
By Shemp.
Yep. Oh,
Tell the story.
They're playing cards,
Right.
as far as I know.
Right.
And I don't know if Larry was cheating or came off as cheating, but Shemp went ahead and knuckles deep into both of his eyes. And Mo thought it was the funniest thing he'd ever seen and just laughed and laughed and laughed, and that became part of the act.
Ta-da!
That's it.
How do they do it?
What?
The eye poke.
Well, they take two eyes and they put
Go
it in
ahead
the
and
eye.
show them.
No, it was like, and there's the eyes, and then the
No,
fingers
like-
go in there.
Show.
Ow!
Oh, hey Mo, I didn't deserve that.
He asks for it, and then later he'll go, "You're a little rough."
Sometimes Larry likes it rough.
It's called tough love, my friend. Tough love. Now shut up and sit down. Play your Stradivarius. Never mind. Forget I said it. How much did not play?
Shemp is my favorite, and I just want to understand why Larry compared Shemp to Curly, saying Shemp is not as good. I don't know. I don't.
We
gotta
don't know
find
that that's
quote.
true.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know if that's true.
he said he saw it in an interview, and I've read that otherwhere before. What's your highest bowling average, Andy? You guys like to go bowling?
Wow.
I like to bowl.
I think
I go bowling.
156
I like the golf
or
go
something.
better.
Not great. If the TV movie is correct, Shemp won. Oh, that's an interesting. Wait, the card game where he poked Larry in the eye? Is that true?
Oh, they did that in the
Right.
movie?
I don't know. I haven't seen that movie since it came out.
You mean the
the biopic?
The one
Mel Gibson
produced?
produced?
Yeah.
I'd like
Michael
to talk to
Chiklis-
Mel.
Michael
I'd like to
Chiklis
talk to
and,
Mel Gibson.
Oh, Mel Gibson's a huge 360.
I know. He
fan.
might be on. Mel?
Yeah, you watch
Say
it?
hello, Mel.
I'd like to collaborate with you, Mel.
Shemp is great. Shemp is great. And, one thing that I had read that after he passed away, Mo wanted to continue on just as the two Stooges, figuring that nobody's now going to replace Shemp and Curly and just go on as
That's touching.
as
But
Mo and
hey,
Larry.
listen, as we all know, if there could have been Mantan Moreland.
Oh,
as-
he would have, or
as
yeah,
opposed to-
he would have been
or,
great. Or Dudley.
Or Dudley.
Yeah, either one of them would. Really, you look back on them and they're like perfect Stooges.
Perfect.
Yeah.
This place should go crazy.
Yeah, those guys are very funny. So one of the things
Did we wait? Did
Well,
we meet his son? Who did we meet?
met his grand.
Remember,
we met
Mantan
Mantan
Moreland's
Moreland's grandson, I think.
nephew.
Nephew? We were in line.
Yeah.
Remember? We were at the
It was the
Stooges
Alex
Institute.
Theater.
Yeah, he
That was
came up-
amazing.
He came up to us. We were dressed as the Stooges outside the Alex Theater. Every year they do, for 20-something years now, they do Three Stooges.
Right after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, what is it? Like a film festival.
Stooge
Yeah.
Festival.
And
right?
they show, this year was 6. They show 6 shorts from Columbia. Sony sends out their vault prints.
The original.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Amazing to see him.
Yeah, and to see these things like they were shot yesterday, probably better than anybody's ever screened them, really. And Tim Moreland's nephew came up to us and he gave us a little bio on his uncle and said he was my uncle, and then he
It was
left.
great.
Yeah, he didn't
Well, we
stay.
dragged him around.
Yeah.
We tried.
Yeah, we
We
did.
wanted to get an interview with him.
I hugged him. That's why.
Did you?
He left.
Oh, yeah, I left.
Yeah,
But it is amazing,
I'm
like
not-
going
I'm
there,
not-
you see this packed theater full of Stooge fans of all ages, and that is really how they're meant to be seen. You sit in a theater and just hear
The
just
laughter
laughter.
is
It's crazy.
like nothing you've ever experienced. I mean, that to me is like when you watch it at home, you're like, ah. But when you're in a room full of people and suddenly the laugh, they're really built for all that laughter. It's really something.
So somebody,
And
Enrique.
also, Robertino, thank you. I'm wearing your tie. So if
Oh yeah,
anyone's
if you're
curious,
on.
Thank you,
Robertino was very generous as
Always.
always.
Enrique said, "Do you know Larry's only solo film? I want to say it's Dancing Lady. Let me know if that's right."
Wow.
Roger, hey
Wow.
Brad, you never met your grandfather, but do you ever meet any of the other Curlies?
No.
No, they were around.
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Although
Yeah.
when I was at the company that I worked for in the world that I work outside here is called Thinkwell, and the media vice president at Thinkwell is one of the Doritas.
Oh,
So
really?
I'm going to try to get her. Renee DeSoto.
Oh, yeah.
She's the vice president of media at Thinkwell. She is a distant Dorita, so I'm going to try to get her involved here.
Well, and coming up, we're going to interview Curly's daughter, Brad's mom. Right? You've already talked to her about it.
Yeah.
And
She's all for it.
she's going to talk to us about what it was like being Curly's daughter.
Can we get Shemp's daughter?
We did. Yeah, we can. We've actually I did an interview with her. So Shemp's daughter-in-law is still around, and we've talked about her quite a bit, Jerry. And we did an interview. I did an interview with her. And she talks about she knew Mo and she knew Larry, and she obviously knew Shemp really well. And she tells us stories, really firsthand stories of knowing the boys and going on set to Cuckoo on a Choo Choo and Abbott and Costello's Africa Screams, which had Shemp in it and Joe Besser. And how Abbott and Costello used to come to the house, and Billy Gilbert used to come to the house, and he would do his sneezing routine. For those of you who don't know Billy Gilbert, he was in Men in Black.
Oh,
He was the patient, the Green Canaries, and he was also in Laurel and Hardy's Music Box.
I hate to interrupt,
but Theater von Hufflepuff.
Jess Mendoza just sent a little note, which was Niagara Falls.
Yeah.
Slowly I turn,
Step by step.
inch by inch.
Hey, fellas, don't hit me. Hit him.
Water under the bridge. And a little back to Pennsylvania, my hometown.
Thank you, Jessica Mendoza, for that.
Yeah, well, I saw that. You can't respond. You can't not respond when they say,
We always try to respond.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Look, the headless Larry.
Well, one of the things, I don't know, Brad thought this was going to be boring, but I was like,
I didn't.
You said it was going to be boring.
This.
No,
Stooge
this.
talk?
This.
I don't even know what that is.
I said, so I have a copy of, and unfortunately I don't have.
I thought it was a vegan cookbook, and I like meat. Of course, I didn't want to read that. It was about Larry.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's
Yeah,
amazing.
It's the kind of autobiography of Larry called Stroke of Luck, which I don't have the cover for. It is filled with errors. it is notoriously filled with errors.
And do you think maybe the fact that it says stroke in the book, that maybe that's something I don't want to talk about?
You mean there's no vowels in it? That's what you mean. It's like there's typos. And
No, because of my golf, there are too many strokes.
I understand.
Okay, go ahead.
I understand.
Go ahead. Are you going to read for the?
Well, no, I
Great
wasn't
fans.
going to read the whole book, although I thought maybe that would be good.
That might help our algorithm.
Why don't you do that?
Hey,
Most
Mo, my
people
algorithm.
don't.
Let's try to help it. Whoa,
Because most people don't have a copy of this book.
I don't.
I didn't know that existed.
So one thing I've been talking about lately is doing 30 days of Stooges and doing a live every night and doing Stooge live every night. And I figured you'd be away and you would probably show up once a week. Right? But we can still talk Stooges. Right?
I'm away, but I'm not.
Let's
dead.
get the fans'
Like I
perspective.
said,
Would you guys listen to just Andy?
talk Stooges.
5 days
I got
a
a
week?
lot to show you.
Please say yes. 'Cause
Plus, I can take Zoom calls to the UAE. Why can't we?
That's true.
Come on.
That's true.
Come on.
Yes.
Yeah, bro.
Oh, they're all
Oh,
for
that'd
it.
be fun. Let's do it.
Hey, Curly, they're all for it.
Well, let's do it. You need to be here. Let's just do 1 month.
1 month.
1 month. 30 days of
Nice.
Stooges.
What about my
Every night.
marriage? What about my dogs? What about
Yeah.
my cats? I
Come
feed them.
on.
I got lots of animals.
What if
just like
they're not
Curly.
here? If they're not here, I'm out.
Yeah, you guys
Yes,
need to
please.
commit.
Hey, oh, look at all the yeses.
Really? Oh, man.
Bradley, did you know, besides Curly and Shemp, you have another Howard brother buried at the cemetery?
Shemp Howard?
No,
No.
we saw the
Jack Howard?
We saw the great
Irving Howard? I didn't know. They're not.
I don't know.
My
You got
great
Howard.
grandparents were
Emily
there.
Turner, which Stooge would have been the best on their own? Shemp.
Shemp, and he proved it.
Oh well,
Yeah.
he was. He was.
Yeah.
And actually, Larry too, in a way. I mean,
Mo,
if you look
too.
at him with the early years, with the
Shemp, though,
the musical acts.
I mean,
Shemp did like gangster
the school
movies.
act
He was a tough guy,
Yeah,
and you would have never known that he was a comedian.
right.
So
that's
that
true.
shows how brilliant his acting
But
was.
like,
He also
Curly,
had-
Curly was an amazing singer. Larry was an amazing musician and a dancer.
Shemp also did have a bunch of solo films. He had his own solo series. Yeah, I don't know. Mo in his own right too. What are you?
I'm doing the voices of spring.
Here's the thing. It's hard because Curly, when you watch Curly on his own, battling with you know, the soup, right?
Yes.
Or
The bed spring in his
wallpaper or
pants.
something. Yeah, he's absolutely brilliant. Can that carry alone his own thing? I don't know. That's why I always have trouble. Like, I never do rarely do alone Curly stuff because I was like, when these guys aren't around, I still want to create content, and I'm like, I can't just go out in the world and be Curly. I don't know what that looks
Well,
like.
he was a boy singer too. I mean, is there any footage of him when he was singing?
Oh, I don't know.
Because
Well, no, because it was
supposed to be an amazing
reborn
singer.
in me.
But I'm just talking about
I'm
the character
singer.
of Curly being out in the world. Like, he needs really things to react off of.
you
know,
yeah.
to be
Right.
wild.
Right. I mean, the fact is that he just passed so young, and it's a shame that he couldn't have been around in that era of television when like Mo was on like Douglas, and
Right.
you know,
Oh, yeah, that would be
Andy
amazing.
Pastor was on
A face for
different
radio and a
show.
voice for print. Oh,
Oh!
you're right. I retired lover. Where's my?
Thank you, Aaron.
Whoop, 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 whoop. Hey, what happened to my coffee?
You spilled it all down your.
I thought Mo on his own. I mean, look, they all did something. Curly's in what? Roast beef and movies by himself. Mo did something later in life on his own. I mean, Mo, he could. He definitely could. Yeah, they're all very talented, and they all could have done
Well, I mean, Mo
separate things.
Mo was a real estate magnate.
Well,
After
he was a real estate
Stooges.
failure. That's why he went back to Stooges.
Well,
And some of those houses are still standing. The ones that him and Curly put up.
and then Shemp had the apartment that right by Heirloom when we dined.
Yeah. So there are a lot of locations that we have to go visit and show you guys around Hollywood. Somebody asked about Larry's. He also just stayed at the Knickerbocker Hotel. So we mentioned last week that Quinn Redeker, who played with the boys in Three Stooges Meet Hercules, used to live in the neighborhood, and I would see him quite a bit and talk to him. And I said, unfortunately, I never got him recorded. And then yesterday, I'm looking through footage, and you and me are there in Heirloom meeting a guy, Robert, to play a possible Larry before Danny took over. And we run into Quinn, and I get a short interview with
Oh
him,
my God.
real quick.
That's a while ago.
Yeah, it was years ago. And so I was just rewatching this footage. I was like, oh, we did get Quinn on recorded. It's just real quick. He was like, the boys are great. The boys are so much funny. Mo lived over here. Larry lived down at the Knickerbocker
The
Hotel.
Knickerbocker
Yeah, and you
Hotel.
could tell that he was friends with the boys and he knew where they stayed. And I was like, oh, yeah, Larry did end up living.
Thank you. I can't see. What is this?
K. Fabian,
Yeah.
22.
I got my
Have any of you guys read Mo's memoir?
Oh,
yes,
yeah, of course.
Yes.
Stooge to Conquer is the one I got.
Yeah.
It's got two titles.
Yeah, it used to be Mo Howard and the Three Stooges,
Oh,
but he always wanted to name it
Yeah.
I Stooge to Conquer, which is also the name of one of their shorts. And when his daughter Joan re-released the book, and I think corrected some things in it, she renamed it I Stooge to Conquer.
There's some great Shemp stories, early Shemp stories when they were kids.
Oh yeah.
From
Yeah, and there's also talks about how I learned this from the book, how Curly shot his foot on the farm. And and he hobbled. And so I
Almost
went to that
lost the
farm.
foot.
I went to that house. I tracked it down. I drove up to that town because you can't find the address online anywhere. And man, I just went from person to person trying to figure out, where the Three Stooges house was.
And you had that.
And
picture
somebody
for
took
reference,
it.
right?
Yeah, I did have a picture for
Right.
reference. And somebody took me there. And then they told the story. It's like, oh, when Curly shot his foot, this is the road they took to the Albany Hospital.
Oh my gosh!
Which I was like, wow.
I don't know how many people know that they lived on a farm. They left. Left New York.
And I wasn't there for long, but it was like
but they were
3 years or so. Yeah.
But I don't know that people know they find out that all three brothers were the Three Stooges, but there's 5 brothers.
Yeah.
There's Jack and Irving that were older
Right.
brothers. So there's 5 Howard brothers in all, which is amazing in itself. And we need to maybe dig a little deeper into Jack and Irving too.
Yeah, we do.
I'd like to know.
There's a guy on Facebook. His last name is Marks, funny enough, and he's related
Marks?
to. Is it Stanley Marks?
Stanley Marks.
Yeah. Great guy.
Yes.
And he's
yes.
related to you. He's either Jack or Irving's kid, right? He's
Maybe
or,
I should
or grandson.
Maybe I should actually follow up with some of these
I think you
inquiries.
should. They're in New York. They're in New York.
You should try Ancestry.com. You'll find a lot of people you're related to.
What if I find out I'm related to Spanky?
Somebody just asked if Vernon Dent's any relatives of Vernon Dent's.
Oof.
I don't.
Any Vernon Dent relatives?
I have
not
no
that I know of.
idea.
We know
Sure there
Sitka.
are.
Emil Sitka's
Emil
got a son.
Sitka's
Saxon.
Saxon.
We've talked to quite a bit. We're going to get him on.
Saxon,
And he's got a
yeah.
huge collection of stuff. He's got everything his dad
Yeah.
ever had, all the
All the
scripts
scripts, everything.
and everything. So somebody's asking.
He's an annual at the Stooge Fest every.
Yes.
Oh yeah, and he's a great guy. Somebody's asking who's going to play Shemp. Okay, so we get this a lot.
the right guy.
Although I can get
the right person.
I can laugh a little like Shemp.
Yeah.
I don't know that my voice could hold up pulling off that raspy, unique Shemp through a whole skit and a whole, to commit to that. I don't know if I could do
Plus,
Right.
you're Curly J.
Yeah.
You're
So-
Curly J.
it. But I mean, playing a Howard would be kind of on my bucket list.
So,
And then
thank
I
you very
playing
much,
Larry,
Drew.
especially on the special
Very,
day.
very kind. Thank you.
Soup Prof, what are you saying? Ever see YouTube of young German guy whose sister recorded his reaction to the Stooges? Called my brother reacts to Three Stooges. 5 minutes. No,
No,
we have to
gotta be-
look it up.
We'll be doing that soon.
Oh, and the other me's there. Hello.
Thank you guys.
Oh,
The other me. She's
hello,
always on.
Leonie.
No, we gotta check that out. We gotta.
We need to get it set up where we can watch stuff with you guys.
Yeah, that's
Well,
what we
and-
want.
Like,
to
but
do.
not on a phone.
The thing
Yeah.
with the Shemp is they unfortunately they have to be local,
Right.
and we don't want to just throw somebody into it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I because of comments I've tried, but it's
So Eduardo, you're saying
So
Darren
much.
would make a great Shemp. So that's
Darren might
that's
make
But
a
he
great-
lives in Florida.
He lives-
and he's,
yeah.
Florida, and he's got a
But he
good-
would. I mean, like.
well, he's going to retire soon.
He's
So
gonna
in 5
make-
years, we have a
Now we're
Shemp.
talking. Now
But can we
talking.
wait?
Yeah. No, I don't think so. Plus, he's got a crazy
Thank
career.
you.
Oh, Mo said he circumcised his hair and was forced to wear it. Yeah, in that book, I think.
He
right?
did under. He was
Is
being
that-
made fun of.
I gotta reread the book.
You
Yeah,
mean
well,
why he
his,
cut his hair
his
like a bowl?
parents, his mom always made him dress with that, that Victorian long curly, that tied up like the blue boy.
All right.
And he always got into fights at school, always. So his best friend, I think it was, I don't want to say Schwartzy, but his name was Schwartzy.
Yeah.
They basically said, "I'm tired of this." He says, "Well, here." They stuck a bullet on his head and
And
cut
cut
it,
it.
and that was it.
It's amazing.
And
The
it
rest
stayed.
is history.
And it stayed, and that was his hair forever.
So John Rain says he might be related to Vernon Dent.
Oh.
Check it out, John. Keep us
What,
posted.
John?
Where are you at, John? What state you live in? We could use a Vernon Dent.
Vernon Dent.
Yeah, we sure could.
He had such an amazing career outside of the Stooges. Wow.
Mo was rocking the bowl haircut even before the Beatles. Yeah, what's
Yeah,
funny
he was.
is, and we posted this clip. If you guys look in the shorts, I pulled this out. There's a section in one of the cartoons where they run into a beatnik, and the beatnik's like, "Hey, Ringo," and Mo's like, "I've had this haircut before, Ringo."
Knock it
It's
off,
very
you
funny.
know.
That's it.
Oh, John Collins, you guys
Hello,
mentioned
John.
in the video where you went to the cemetery that you don't receive royalties from the Stooges' intellectual property.
Never.
Why didn't family keep the rights to the work?
Oh,
Oh.
that's another episode.
That's a documentary.
Yeah.
We have a really, really wonderful relationship with C3, the guys who run Stooges.
Who actually own the rights?
and
Some of the rights,
and Kurt, who runs
Shop Knuckleheads.
Shop Knuckleheads.
Yep.
Yeah, let's just,
Um,
let's just say that when Curly Howard passed, that part of it passed, and it went on to other Curlys and other people.
Yeah, but C3 are great.
But
We've
I
been really
got
good.
the looks. I didn't get the money, but I got the looks, and I got the golden voice.
Yeah, unfortunately.
got the money.
Why, you dirty rat?
I need some of the money. Charles, 2 questions. Which is your favorite episode of Three Stooges? And can you guys do the Niagara Falls bit?
Wow, Niagara Falls.
Slowly I turn.
Step by step, inch by inch.
No.
Hit him.
Why I haven't seen you since Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, yeah.
Pittsburgh. I love Pittsburgh.
Why it's water under the bridge.
So the answer to your question is no. We don't know how to do it.
Well, we kind of did that fast.
We'd have to.
What was
rehearse
the other
that.
question? There was another
Favorite Stooge short.
Mine's Disorder in the Court and Men in Black.
Good ones.
And I like the Shemp one where
question. man.
remember we saw it over at Chandler's where he's an artist and they were like statues and stuff.
Yeah.
Was that Shemp or was that Curly?
It was a Shemp.
Yes, they start out as tailors, don't they?
Yes.
Yes.
I mean,
There
I
are
hate,
so many.
I
It's
know.
so
I hate
hard.
to say
Disney
Disorder in the
Pilots
Court.
is funny too.
Disney Pilots is
Plumbing
Yeah,
will go.
Plumbing
There's
Will
so
Go.
many.
Plumbing, we will go.
Yeah.
Probably way up there. And then the Exterminators. What's the Exterminators one?
Oh, they get
Help
those
me out,
rats. Those dirty
No,
rats.
they go and they plant the ants so they can.
Oh,
exterminate-
oh yeah, that's so good. Also, Oi Polloi. I mean, like, look, the
There's so
classic.
many
Like,
of 'em.
yeah, there are so many.
I mean, even for crazy reasons, the Woman Haters Club is it's impossible to watch, but it's hard not to look away.
Yeah, it's really. It's interesting, right? Speaking of that, it's like Larry's. Like he's the lead character in
Yeah.
that, right? It's very different before they discovered really who they were going to be on film, but.
And then Larry's favorite episode was the
Cuckoo on a
Cuckoo on a
Choo-Choo,
Choo-Choo,
which. I
which
mean,
was
it gave Larry a lot to
weird,
do.
a weird
It is a-
spin of Streetcar Named Desire. If you haven't seen it, he was channeling Stanley Kowalski in that film.
It's a very. That script had come up for sale in a Moe's auction, and I wanted to buy that so bad because.
No more.
Oh yeah, I spent.
But he needed a place to live.
Yeah, I spent
Before
a
of
lot
all their kindness.
If you guys haven't noticed, so you guys have been around for a while. Every week I would like have a new thing that I would go find and buy to show you guys. Script from Moe, the Larry Ed puppet. I tracked down a photo of the Three Stooges with Brad's grandmother, right? The original Three Stooges. Because you don't even really own the original photograph.
I don't know anything.
He owns
But
nothing.
you also, every time you bought something, there was an eviction notice.
Yeah.
It corresponded with every purchase. So
we had to curb that, unfortunately. But I love sharing this stuff with you guys. I love sharing this, and I want to preserve it, and I want you guys to see it.
Thank
So
you.
I have to lean in to read
Thank
these
you,
things, but thank you
Recordology.
guys.
That's
Thank
sweet.
you.
Oh, Recordology. Yes. I got the email. Yes.
Oh, you did?
I will be doing the tape. Yes.
Yes, yes.
And the intro. Yes.
Yes.
And
I love
mean,
vinyl.
listen,
I'm a singer.
You know, we started doing this really as a lark, and the fact that we're getting so much love and finding out that the Stooges are alive and well,
Yeah.
has been amazing. I'm so I'm blown away by it.
This
Constantly.
is a great question because we don't talk about this. What do you think of the comic book, The Little Stooges, and the cartoon, The Robotic Stooges? So the Little Stooges probably was the 70s, came out, and they're the Stooges' sons.
Yeah.
And the Stooges are kind of like older men, and they're like kind of hippie-looking characters. And I don't know, maybe there's 12 or 15 of them or something. But
Any of these Stooges I love.
me too, and that's
know?
how I feel. And the same thing with the Robotic Stooges, like especially as a kid, it's just like they're just the best. Just to see them in any form just brought so much inner joy, like true, pure inner joy. When Jabberjaw came on and he just stole Curly's shtick. You remember Jabberjaw?
Of course.
The shark who was basically Curly, which might go to answer a different question to show that maybe he could have his own. He could have been his own.
Maybe it was a voiceover.
Right?
Yeah.
Because if
He
Jabberjaw could have his own cartoon, Curly maybe
He would
could
still have to be in a world. They would
Yeah,
have to
of
make a
course.
really solid world. And I gotta be honest, I don't like any baby variation of anything. I don't like the Tiny Toons babies. I don't like Muppet babies. I never liked babies.
The
I
Stooges
just
babies
like-
are different.
It feels like
Anything
low-hanging
Stooges.
fruit. I did like in the 2012 film. I liked the kids in that film.
The kids
Very
in the
much.
2012
They stole
film
it. They stole it.
that Moe in
The
that
Moe
might have
stole
been the best.
Yeah.
That kid was perfect.
Yeah, that was me.
Oh.
I have a great picture
2 years
from
ago.
the Grauman's Chinese Theater with my brother and I with the cast of the Three Stooges, the younger guys,
Yeah. Oh, those
shaking their
kids?
hands and shaking little Curly's hand.
Why did you
What an
share
amazing!
that? Why
I have
did
all
you-
the pictures from that day. It was
Why
one
did
of
you share
amazing
that?
day for me. Just the Three Stooges being on the big screen
Jordan,
and going to Grauman's
thank you.
Chinese Theater to watch it just blew me away.
Yeah.
Never thought it would happen.
That's amazing.
And it didn't matter whether the film was good, bad, or indifferent. It was just all about the Three Stooges. And it was on like the news. So the Three Stooges playing here and they were doing interviews and stuff. And I was just like, then Entertainment Tonight calls my brother and I. Hey, we want to interview you guys and talk about the Stooge movie. And it was just like, it was all so surreal because it was just, everything was kept so hidden
in your life.
In my life, right? And then all of a sudden, as I started going to the meetings and doing this stuff, then all of a sudden it was just like on the marquee, the Three Stooges. So I was just like,
and you're walking
and
the
Fairley Brothers, which I like their films, and I was just like, this is amazing.
So you went from basically in your life kind of having to, and you guys who've been around for a while will know Brett's story a little bit. He didn't even know he was Curly's grandson as a kid, and then wasn't really allowed to share it with anybody. And your whole life, it was kind of suppressed to now,
Right.
Going to the premiere of the movie. That's like, came out,
11
geez,
years
it was
ago?
like 90 years after they first started making their own movies,
And that speaks volumes to
because it's
their
not just
legacy.
Curly, like it's Mo. Mo was your uncle. Like this is a family business, right? So I want to jump to Jordan Newton. Thank you so much, Jordan. We appreciate it. Your question is, how are you guys doing? We're good. Our brand new subscriber. Welcome.
Do you guys know Svengoolie?
Check out the others.
Do you know Svengoolie? See, for me, I was Western Pennsylvania, so it was Bill Cardell was our late night host.
Thank you.
And we had Barnaby in the afternoons, who showed Little Rascals and Winky Dink. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Winky Dink. Winky Dink was the most
I hear things
challenging cartoon ever because they would sell kids a piece of plastic to go over the TV, and Winky Dink would get into a situation and kids would have to draw a hammer or a ladder.
No way.
And kids kept ruining give me that. It's Larry's hair. Kids kept ruining the TVs, and so they finally pulled the plug.
Really?
Yeah, because they would just take markers and pens and paper and
Like an Etch-a-Sketch,
It's
but
brilliant.
virtual.
Anybody else remember Winky Dink?
So wait, so it was Svengoolie spoofs a different horror science fiction movie each week. Funny sketches. Yeah. So you were on Svengoolie. Didn't you play drums?
No, that was Monster Madhouse, which is another.
Oh, okay.
But Rich Cause I met at a trade show with the marketing director for MeTV, and I would love to be on that show.
I think you should be on that show. I'm surprised you haven't.
Other shows around. Can we even see those?
Yes.
Well, he's still doing it. He's on TV.
Still doing it.
He's still doing
My
it.
friends on Facebook. I late nights after I tied one on, and I'm like, I'm going to feel my oath and just reach out to these people. I demand to be on. I don't talk like that. By the way. I beg.
Don't you talk.
Well, because I know Sandy, Shemp's granddaughter.
She would love to meet him.
Well, yeah, she'd love him, and I think they've been corresponding, and they've become friends a little bit.
You mean Sandy's going to be on the show?
I don't know. Maybe before you. Maybe before you. Real quick back. I don't know why that was funny.
I don't know.
Back to the robotic Stooges, by the way, for those of you who don't know, is they've kind of revived it, believe it or not, in comic book form. So, so those of you who don't know, they're still making comic books. I've yet to get any.
I just wrote the guy. They're going to give us the comic book so we can show the fans.
We want to share these with you guys because they've been
amazing too.
Series of comic books out, and they've recently revived the robotic Stooges. I'm dying to read them.
Oh, he's dying, all right.
Let's give him some salad.
Wait, this is how I started the show.
You're gonna break my bench.
Why not? Why not break a bench?
Hey, this is like a Saturday Night Live gig. Come on.
I know Curly G's a grandson, but who are the other two?
They're just morons.
We're just morons.
Morons. I met these two morons.
Yeah, so this is Curly's grandson. I played Curly in the live show.
Gosh,
this
is really this. Yeah, this
and
goes
I played
way
this.
back.
I was a supporting actor that played all the little side parts.
Yeah, I
Fifth
used
man or
to
sixth
be
man. Fifth man.
back in the previous life. I was a stuntman and a performer for Universal Studios Hollywood here in town, and one of the things I did was a lot of character work, Groucho and Chico and George Burns and Mo Howard. And out of the blue one day, I got a request from a guy who had just acquired the rights for a live Stooges show, and he said, "Can you help us put this together?" And I had lost contact with a lot of people. I got in touch with Andy through the internet, and that honestly, that was how all of this started. But
So much fun.
But my only connection, honestly, is having been doing this kind of stuff for years and always being a fan.
And then I met Andy just prior to the 2012 release of the Three Stooges movie because Andy tried out for Curly and came in second,
right
there. And he sent me his sizzle reel
I
And-
remember that
and then-
day.
yeah,
I was
and
like
then I
so
was just like,
afraid.
Yeah,
Yeah,
to reach out
I
to
was
me.
so afraid to reach out
Yeah,
to you.
and then we've such a connection, and just these guys are so ultra talented, and they do so much, and I do so little that someone like me needs guys like this, and that's
Well,
Well,
Andy, Andy said you gotta have Curly G. If we're doing the show, we gotta have Curly G.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
without, I mean, I don't think it was a second. I was like, of course.
Oh no, it was
Of course.
immediate. It was the second you were like, you got the job if you want it. I was like, okay, now we need Curly G. I was like, and here's the thing: when we met, like, if you guys watch the other video, you're really mellow tonight, right?
Very mellow.
yeah.
If you guys watch the other videos, I'm always like, he's like this in real life. Like he's a stooge. You're a real life stooge.
I'm doing this on purpose.
right?
There's a reason. We'll
Yes.
talk about it later why I'm doing this.
Because we're all just kind of exhausted. But yeah, it's just like we hit it off. We hit it off just immediately, and we became fast friends. And we talked about doing things for several years and never quite did.
Until we did the big baby.
Right? We did one big baby episode. I had this wacky website,
Yeah.
web show.
Well, you've always been the streaming guy. You were always like,
Yeah.
"Guys, we gotta just do this. We gotta just start pumping it out."
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
I've always wanted to just
A writer,
put stuff down.
camera guy, producer, director. You're everything.
Painter.
You're everything. This guy's everything.
So,
Thank you.
Daniel, you guys
Thank Daniel.
are awesome. Thank you for all the great content. We love you.
That's
Thank
sweet.
you
Thank
so
you.
much, Daniel. More comment. So I have this web series called Big Baby, which it's wacky and it's got 150 million views, so you can't argue too much. And I play a giant baby, and it's just really weird. And I kind of fell into it, and then I said, we're gonna do an episode where Brad is the babysitter, and we did this episode, and it was a huge hit, right, online. And we're like, oh, we kind of found your character, found how we work together. So we did a couple of them. They're all up on the channel if you want to watch. And now we want to take this and get rid of Big Baby and like just have that character go out into the world. And that's how we got Curly G with Great Uncle Mo. We have we just finished a 30-minute pilot that we're going to share some behind the scenes and stuff with you guys. Thank you, Thomas.
Thank you, Thomas.
Where it's just, one lone stooge out in the world, right? And living
I
life,
love it.
And now we're aiming high.
Yeah,
Some
yeah.
of these scripts are like, oh,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's
Here
super
we go.
complicated. I mean, like
we need a stove.
I literally wallpapered my entire apartment, right? The day we were
They're
moving.
moving out.
Like people are packing up and scraping wallpaper off the floor on one side of the room, where Brad's on the other side getting, oh, come in, and getting smacked around by me and Schwartzy on the
But
other
you
side.
got your security deposit back.
And I
Yes,
did, and it's
crazy.
we're gonna show. We have a little documentary behind the scenes of.
And
just
we're
put that
gonna,
episode
do a
together.
little soon a sizzle reel.
Oh, I was
Yeah,
so
we're gonna
glad-
do teaser
I
reels.
was so delighted to find online a set of realistic
Teeth.
teeth,
Yeah,
and you can only imagine what those are for. So that's coming down the pipe.
yeah. So we picked up.
Mo.
For those, where are the teeth? Oh, let me get the pliers.
I don't know where they are.
For those of you who've been around for a while, you see that like we buy props. We buy props, and then we'll write
Oh my god.
we'll write bits around the props. So your idea was,
Yeah.
to like, we're gonna do this whole teeth up, and I don't know how.
Yeah, that's how we're gonna drill my tooth out.
There you go. There you got it.
And
You
I
gotta
thought
do
you-
it. You gotta get it out.
And the reason I
Appreciate
got this just real quick is because Curly. Do you remember Curly in Plumbing We Will Go is like, boom, keeps hitting his stomach, boom, boom.
And then I was thinking, like this.
We did this
remember? But then like
I think
frozen
we
in
did.
a block of ice with that on my head.
Yeah, you got to be frozen in a block of ice for sure.
Thank you.
So in fact, one of the things early on when we were doing the live show, I invested a bunch of money in these fake props, like wrenches and sledgehammers and stuff. And I'm like, guys, I can't believe I did this. Look at what I got. I got all these things. And I walk in and Eddie goes, I got all those.
They never have enough.
I didn't want to take mine.
I
out
get
the
hit so
road.
much of them they're wearing out.
And then we go to the prop shop, and next thing you know, we got to get one thing. We walk out with 6.
Oh, yeah,
things,
so
an
yeah, we're gonna-
anvil. We got anvil.
There's a breakaway clock, a $200 breakaway clock, which
Where's
it's at the where we buy the props.
Oh, we haven't got it yet?
No, because I haven't been able to buy it
It's
yet.
just cuckoo clock.
But I want to take it and I want to smash that cuckoo clock because
Oh my God.
it's just like it's so classic Stooges. And I know you guys must feel like I did, like, oh, I just want a wallpaper on the top, like watching the Three Stooges. You want to do these things, and so we're now starting to live it a little bit. We're like, Oh yeah, we're smashing bottles.
Yeah. We got to get the plumbing. We got to flood this apartment.
We do. I know.
Yeah,
We talked about flooding. I think we gotta
We
build
gotta
a
build a
bathroom
PVC
outside.
tub.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do it.
But
And
we,
whitewashing, we got the wallpaper.
like
brushes.
and
We gotta do
like
that.
grandfather, like grandson, we gotta do that kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
yeah.
So, and again, to that earlier comment, for me, I mean, not being related, this has been like the most amazing journey to meet this guy and meet his family, and then to meet Shemp's family, meet
Yeah.
Mo's family.
and not just me,
And
it's like
I'm just like
friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I keep thinking, when are they going to invite me out?
We're more real than they are, just so
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Like-
Although I keep saying I want to do a live. I want to do what do you call it? What are those reality shows called
Yes.
Family of Stooges, and just follow all the Stooge relatives around together
Like
because
this-
they're all wacky.
Like the Truman Story, just 24 hours a day, a camera on.
Somebody asked,
me.
can we contact you guys for events or birthday parties? Yeah,
Yes.
people have brought it up to us, but there's licensing issues.
There are issues.
I get past all that stuff.
But yes.
Just send us
He
the
says we
info.
can do it. We'll
I
say
can do
yes.
it. What are they gonna do?
The Larry painting, we did this. It looks kind of wacky because of the glare, but there's a live. If you look up painting Larry Fine, there's a video live of doing the painting, and you can watch it in real time.
I think there's
Brad
another-
Server, please use your voice on live. It's beautiful. Yeah.
My regular voice?
Yeah,
this
regular
voice.
is a Curly G
Oh,
voice.
My
That's so
parents are always
sweet.
like, I can't listen to you guys.
Thank
It's
you.
so annoying.
That's
It's just, Sue.
that was
Thank
the
you.
what do they call it? The segue? That was
Yeah.
the segue of
Segue.
the segue.
Oh wait, hold on. Before you get to the segue, we'll get there. Are you guys having Shemp's great granddaughter and great granddaughter soon? I just saw the pizza TikTok. So funny.
What?
Oh.
Which
Yeah, we
pizza?
always
What
run
pizza?
into her.
Uh,
Chandler.
yeah, if you
We
guys
had
look,
her a couple weeks ago.
But we do a pizza for
We
the,
called her,
for the
actually.
Oscars.
is that what we did?
Well, not that time, but we usually have pizza over
I don't
there.
know why we don't
She
call
makes
her
them
right now.
shaped like stars.
Yeah, she Sandy doesn't live here. She was here this morning. If she was staying one more day, we would have had her come on. She's determined to get a pie in the face. She's like, I want
She
to
said
do
to be
it.
Shemp.
Yeah, she wants to do a pie in the face.
What
And,
are
and
we
she
waiting
wants
for?
to do Shemp, actually, funny enough.
Yeah, she does.
So, but she doesn't live here. She's in Palm Springs, so it's working up her schedule is kind of rough. Jill is in town, Shemp's other granddaughter.
Yeah.
So we should invite her on and talk to her because we haven't had her on yet.
We haven't had enough. It's
And-
usually just us.
And Chandler, Shemp's great granddaughter, has been on quite a bit. We sometimes, go ambush her at her house. You guys could
You
check
guys
it
want
out.
the address? You want the phone number and the address?
You guys can check
Hit me
that
up.
out. There's a lot of videos of us kind of going over
But
there.
this-
and
Back to the
annoying her.
Segway. Wasn't Segway part of the Free Studio show? There was a thing called Segway.
What?
Anyways,
No.
Yes,
the segue
there a
was-
segue.
Oh, The Voice.
Someone,
That's right,
a
that's
couple
how
of
we
people
get
have
into
commented that they heard my regular voice and they thought it was calming, or they just thought it was probably a little more tolerable than, oh boy, hi folks, to this nonstop. So I thought this episode of Stooge Talk, I would just go
I thought your-
bare about Brad Server,
Your
right?
pigeon,
Yeah.
your pigeon model is like all yours.
No.
Yeah, that one's yeah.
But
That's haunts my
and
dreams.
I'm enjoying it, but you know what? Curly
You
G's
like to
got-
be wackier.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just I like being that.
Because here's the thing, we'll turn this off and then it'll be like, okay, boys, let's go get some food. Yeah, blah, 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 blah.
Thank you.
Hello, guys. I really enjoyed your visit to your granddad Curly Ship's gravesite. I've been there myself.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you for paying your respects.
Thank you, Trucker. Trucker Mark.
So many people have been there, and it was my first time, and I felt a little. But I talked about it in the video. My dad had passed away when I was 15 and a half. I think I've been to his cemetery 3 times, and that's my father that I obviously had a very close relationship with. But there's something about cemeteries, and I pay my respects. When I drive to work every day, I look in the sky and I talk to my dad and my dogs that I've had. I see them flying around like
How very
crypto,
curly. How very
you know,
curly.
and it's just like that's how I pay my respects and get through my emotional thoughts are there, not at a cemetery. But when I go to the cemetery, then it's like it's surreal, right? And it hits you a little
kind of
differently.
not what you expect. Where it is now, part of LA it's in now is pretty urban, but once you get in, it's lovely, and you kind of don't. I didn't expect it. I mean, we got there and we're like, oh, this is it, and then we turned in, and then it's a
Yeah.
completely different world inside.
Right.
Yeah, once you get to ground level and you're not looking at freeways and stuff,
Yeah.
it's like a movie. I mean, it's just like endless, endless.
Yeah, and
perspective.
I've also heard through different comments that they're a little reluctant to let the general public know where Curly and Shemp are located.
Right. But
And
but
we
then
actually had a little trouble with that too. Hillary, they
Right.
weren't really straightforward.
right, but when
with
we
that.
went in, she was like, "Oh, why didn't you just say Curly?" She
They're
goes,
Curly
"Everybody comes here and visits him.
Wow.
You can hear it; it's really low,
Yeah.
but that isn't a video." Macho Man Savage said, "Do you guys offer YouTube memberships?" We've talked about that. We were trying not to take any money from the fans. We really appreciate all the support we get.
Super thanks.
We love it, and even just watching channel, liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing, whatever, that helps so much. And we do everything we get, we put right back into buying props and Stooge stuff to share with you guys. I know there's reasons to do memberships, like we could give little badges we thought would be fun, and maybe we would do some extra videos. And so let us know if you guys think it's something we should do offer that or not. We don't really
have
know.
time. We'll have time to think
well,
about it.
yeah. So let us know if that's something you guys would be interested in. Somebody else said, "Hey, how about Saxon Emil Sitka? What about him in a video?" We mentioned that earlier.
Yeah, hopefully soon.
Yeah, probably about an hour ago. Yeah,
Saxon, we're going to interview. It is his place. He has everything that his father ever owned. He has pretty much all of it. So he's going to show us the collection, the scripts, and he's a terrific guy. I mean, I went to probably like 6 conventions in the last 15 years that he was at, and we became very close. And he's terrific. His family is great. You guys will love Saxon. He's amazing. His dad was brilliant.
Yeah, and worked with all of them.
Yeah.
Right, he was the I think his first was Larry's or Curly's last. His first,
which is amazing,
was Curly's last.
I didn't know he only did one.
Yeah,
Curly. Most of them were Shemp, obviously.
And I'm not sure if he was there the day he had the stroke, but he may have been, or it was the next day or something. But he was definitely on. And then he did a bunch with Shemp, and he, of course, in the later years, he did all the cartoons and all the movies, and even when Larry Fine had his stroke in, I guess, the beginning of 75, or at the end of 74, Mo was like, "All right, we're gonna bring Sitka in. He's gonna play Harry, Larry's brother," which I think was interesting because they never mentioned that before, right? They never talked about where Curly was or wherever, but the fact that Larry had been a part of that group for so long that they had to. And
rightly so, right?
Yeah, and
All the way.
it also just goes to show you that if Great Uncle Mo was still alive, he'd be doing Great Uncle Mo and Curly G. like you would have been. Yeah. It would have kept going. It literally would have kept going. Let's see. Cool seeing Curly with a younger man with a full head of hair. Yeah, that's fun. Sometimes you see him too. He had a little mustache, right? I don't think it lasted very long, but he had a little mustache.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't think he liked cutting the hair either, as far as I understand.
No, he didn't care for it. Neither do I, by the way. Trucker.
Everyone knows they called him Babe until Shemp got married,
right?
And then Shemp's wife was Babe, and they said it was so confusing. We can't
call you Curly. Any plans for Three Stooges convention coming up? Man, we want one.
I think we might be throwing one.
Yeah, we'd have to throw something. When
was the last one?
2016. Wow. So Brad and I, he's eyeing me because.
Well, no, there's a lot of stuff going on, so you everyone hang tight because there could be some good things that break loose, and there could be a lot of Three Stooges stuff everywhere. So let's all keep our fingers crossed and our eyes poked. Speaking of
Mark,
oh my God, Mark Friedley.
Chris,
is that Wellington or Newark, Delaware, Mark Friedley?
He says, "It's great to see you. Big fan of the group. Thank you, sir. I've been enjoying the videos."
Mark and I were in middle school in Delaware.
Get out of here.
Oh, Mark was my mother was ill at the time, and his mother was the most generous, wonderful woman, always bringing us like cakes and pies. And I also hear from your sister, Mark. So good seeing you.
Great, thank you. That's amazing.
That's really amazing. I love this power of social media.
Yes.
Yes. Well, this social media.
Yeah.
I don't know the others.
Yeah, some of the others I like.
Well, honestly, like, look, what my TikTok, which is basically all Stooges now, we just hit 1.4 million views on one video.
That you didn't like.
And that was Larry. He pitched the idea, and I was like, I don't get it, but let's do it. Okay. Yeah. But it was funny. We did it good.
That's what you call a blind squirrel.
But 220 or 122,000 subscribers just on that alone, you know, and between YouTube and Instagram and TikTok and
Facebook.
all of our Facebook and your
Pages.
the Curly's Grandson's Corner and Curly G.
Yeah, please join. Please
Yeah.
come to Facebook and find Curly's Grandson's Corner, or Bradley's server. And
And
that's
that's
up.
and that's mostly fan-based stuff. It's like so many fans post things, and we learn a lot from that, right?
Yeah.
And they post rare stories and pictures. So Curly's Grandson's Corner, it's such a great thing. Also,
Curly G.
the Curly G Facebook page.
Right.
We're going to start putting content up
Oh,
there.
that's gonna go.
And
Yeah,
then Chris
yeah.
Dermick,
Yeah, he's got Chris
Yeah,
Dorks.
well, I ride the coattails of
Instagram.
those. Yeah.
TikTok, YouTube.
Yeah,
I
and
like
you
the
can-
tin cans at the bottom.
I like
of the
this
truck
best
on
though.
the
I
way
think
out.
doing live is the best thing there is though.
I like that too
I mean,
because we
'cause
get
it's
to
really-
actually
yeah.
interact. And one of my favorite online sources is on Facebook, and it's called Shemp Instead, and it is just a bunch of fans who take Shemp and they Photoshop him into movie posters
Oh yeah,
and record albums and TV
It's
shows
the
and
best.
paintings and so Shemp Instead, and of course the Shemp Howard Goyles, they have their own fan page, and it's Shemp's
Great.
family
That's
and all the they have. Unlike you, they have a lot of stuff that actually came from Shemp.
Yeah,
you know.
which we showed some of that.
Yeah,
I got a week back, Mo.
How long have you had that?
Oh, about a week back.
Let me see. I'll fix it for you.
Oh.
See, I pulled that.
Any items that were passed down to you that you're able to show online? No, you got nothing.
No,
A
I mean,
photo?
Kurt Lamont gave me a gift. He gave me a signed Mo Howard photo that was
I got
part
this.
of Mo's publicity stuff.
Oh yeah, this is what he got. This is all he got.
Yeah.
Is it
Thanks,
gonna hurt?
thanks, Grandpa.
No, you gotta do curly if you're gonna do that.
Sweetly. Hey Mo, stop. Is it gonna hurt? That's a
Why do you keep saying that? They don't even know what that means.
Yeah, they'll find it.
Yeah, you'll find it.
They'll find it, and they'll never look away.
Yeah, it's
Thank you.
Thank
Attack
you.
of the Menace.
Attack of the
This is a good wholesome group. Thank you
That's
too.
sweet.
You're welcome. We love doing it. We just love talking Stooges.
I just took my hair off.
I
My
wish-
power. Samsonite. Ooh.
Is that it? That might be it then.
I think we
That
just
might
did
be
it.
it.
Mo, where's your hat? Oh, wait a minute.
What?
I think I have an actual Mo hat.
Are you doing my
I have a Mo hat. That hat that belonged to Mo. Did I ever show this?
No.
I don't play the
No,
guitar.
why would you?
I play
Hold on a
the
second.
ukulele.
I
Ukulele.
do have my head. I mean,
time.
I'm actually, I'm honestly,
Ukulele. Will you sing with me,
okay.
Mo?
Ukulele, ukulele, ukulele.
Now, don't we know any
ukulele,
show tunes?
ukulele. Red the blood of angry men, black the dark of ages past. You know what Glenn is. You want to go back a ways? Go back.
Yeah,
a
I'm
ways.
like-
go back a ways.
Like
Go,
Roger and Hammerstein, like West Side Story.
Oh, Oklahoma every night, my honey lamb and I.
Well,
them
them
bars
them home inside and
and
Andy's got the ride. Oh, Oklahoma.
This is taking a very strange turn.
I can't find my Mo hat.
Oh.
How could
Maybe I took
you?
And all my stuff, all my regular shooting stuff is packed up and ready to go to Abu Dhabi because I'm going to try
Abu Dhabi.
I'm going to try
Abu Dhabi.
Yeah,
take
right.
Mo touring into
Sure,
the
he's
desert.
gonna go to Abu
Yeah.
Dhabi. He keeps.
So I was
Right,
thinking
yes.
about one
And
of
I'm
the
not going to starve. I'm going to survive because of all the sandwiches there.
Brad, can you tiptoe through the tulips with that and sing like a Tiny Tim?
Why not? Sure, why not? Go for it. Dance, puppet, dance.
Okay. Is that the one where they're trying to get Shemp married? And if so, what is the line? Hold hands, you lovebirds.
You lovebirds. That was Sitka.
Emo Sitka.
Yeah. Oh, attacking
Thank
him.
you.
It's good when Andy Pagana does Instagram stories with his funny brunch friends. Oh, thank you.
Oh.
They're funny, all
yeah,
right.
Justin and all the gang.
They're funny, all
There's
right.
there's more funnier guys.
I haven't done that in a while. Well, so one of the things we got is a possible new Larry,
Oh, don't tell him.
right?
No, it's fine. I told you, folks.
But it means
It's okay.
we could possibly transition him to Shemp.
Oh, but we've gone through. We've gone through a few.
Take that a few.
Sing, Curly G, sing. Okay, here we go. You asked for it.
Born I'm free as the wind blows. As free as the wind blows, I'm born free.
I take all his high notes.
We lost all our viewers.
Really?
Oh,
I got 10
Yeah,
boys.
they're going Niagara Falls. All right, Jessica,
Holy-
you get one of those.
We already did that one.
I know. I can't get over how much Curly G looks like his grandfather. It's so true.
I got a tenor voice.
that's a
Schwarzenegger
compliment.
going.
He was a great looking guy.
This
He
is
still
great.
is.
I got a birthday card once that Stooges just said, "Eat, drink, and beat Larry." That's
I
great.
like that.
Yeah.
Do it, Mo. Why don't you beat me?
No, I wouldn't do that. It might offend you.
No, it won't offend me. It'll offend me. Ah, touche.
Shut up.
Oh.
Anyways,
Anyways, folks, I think
We're coming.
I think we did it.
we did it. You guys made this show possible and amazing and one of the best ever. Thank
Yeah,
you.
thanks
I
for
love
We
doing
love
this.
you guys.
I could sit with you all night.
And we're going to
I
be back
know.
next Thursday. So please
I'll
cue
be
it up.
here. I've got one more Thursday.
One
more Thursday.
Before I go away.
And then it's just me and this.
And,
podcast.
yeah. And sooner or later, 30 Days of Stooges.
Yeah.
We do it every night.
And thank you, Larry. We miss you. We love
Thank you.
Check out the other videos on the channel. We got
Love you
more
guys.
stuff coming.
You're the best.
We got more tours coming soon. And
Love to the family, Mark Friendly.
Woo!